Hey guys, Jeff, Digital Gate Studios. Today got Jesse.
Let's go.
Guess what I got for you guys today?
Hoop.
We got King Suka as, very loyal, brand new tribe to the game. We finally got expansion with the Edemon line. We got tons of new pieces. I've been having a blast. Been having a blast turning my opponent into a token, just telling them, I've been doing all the great things this deck does.
If they're not going to give us Diaboromon, they have to give us
If they're not going to give us Diaboro, we got to have a new token deck. And I really like the fact that this new alternative token deck is turning your opponent into a token. And it's like removal that you were just, you can't get around, right? All right, guys, we're going to dive into the level 2s. So this is a black base deck with the level 2s and the 3s and stuff. Pokemon. It's actually really good in this deck. A lot of search in this deck. A lot of good cards that this can grab. You guys saw at the beginning the Flame Health Scythe, right? That option. So it would be great to play this as a purple base. But I've been liking the Pog too much. It makes too much sense with the level 3s that I run. So I kind of have to stick with that black base. I think Bandai is onto something, because I think if they knew they made this deck purple base, it would be tier 0. And no other deck could stand up to it. So we're going to dive into our first level 3, the Chumon. Great Floodgate. Stops your opponent from gaining that memory. Insane artwork. I mean, one of the best artworks we have in the game for sure.
I'm excited about that in this deck because it's the first time people are playing Chumon in a tribal deck.
Yeah,
because Chumon goes
tribal. Yeah,
it goes in every black deck, but now it's actually in a spot where it's supposed to be.
Yep. And now this is the Chumon that has just frustrated me to you would not believe, because the 1-cost Evo.
Yeah,
like,
usually
you know what?
You hate those.
Black or Gray can do everything it can, but I can't Digivolve for 0 with this Chumon. So, but in all seriousness, this is a good 4 of. It does need to be a 4 of. The Inheritable is really nice. If the Digimon is Sukamon or Edamon in its name, you may play one Chumon from trash suspended. Helps you kind of recycle those bodies. And then also your turn, when the Digimon would Digivolve into a Sukamon, reduce the cost by 1. So it does help you kind of turbo up into that King Suka really, really quick. So to pair off these 8 Chumons, we are playing the first Sukamon that we got in BT3.
Wow.
All the way back then. And I remember playing this as a joke deck with just 4 Chumons, and it was still the greatest thing I've ever done. And now it's even better.
Yeah.
So on deletion, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and you may play 1 Chumon without paying its play cost. The rest go to the bottom of the deck. You kind of wish it would trash, but, I think they made this card before they really knew what was going to happen with this deck.
I remember scrolling past this card when I was grabbing my Ragna stuff.
That's exactly what I do, too. It's like, I need Ragna pieces again. Boom, there's Sukamon. So it's a great card. And to complement that Sukamon, we are playing one more. So we are playing, so far, 8 level 4s. Each 3-cost hard plays and 1,000 DP. We are big ballers over here. So this one's really nice. On deletion, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Chumon, Sukamon, or Edamon in its name to your hand. And then the great part is Bandai knew what this deck's supposed to do. Trash the rest. So it does help fill up your trash, start getting you set up for all the pieces that you need to do our awesome, fun combos. So with this deck, I have like a certain strategy that I like to do, where you kind of want to get your pieces going as soon as you can. So the Garemon really helps with that, right? Name this card is also treated as Numamon. It's not treated as Sukamon. Otherwise, this deck would be tier S or whatever. On play, by trashing 1 Digimon with Numa, Suka, Nani, or Edamon, draw 2. So generally, this is the one I like to trash if I have the choice between these 2. I like to keep that yellow one in my hand just in case I need a yellow source real quick. But either way, they're both great to trash, because you really do need to get that 3 Sukas in trash to get the effects popping off. So this is also a good card you could trash if you need to.
I love the artwork.
We are tripling our DP here. So we went from 1K to 2K to 3K on our level 4. So we're really moving up in ranks, guys. Great for turbo. I remember when this card came out from BT2, and it was that first 1-cost black had turbo.
Oh, yeah.
So back in the turbo days, you would use that as a 4 of, just because it was such a good cheap hard play. You could justify having less level 3s because of its 3 costs, and you could Evo for 1. So Numamon comes in, really nice. He's a good trash target for that. He's great to turbo in the raising area, because that effect you cannot use in the raising area to make, Suka evolutions cheaper. So I'm a big fan of it as a 2-of. All right, so you were talking about digging for Ragna stuff. Here's another card you might have passed in your BT3 section.
Scrolled right past the monkey.
Edemon, blocker. This card has been so much fun. I've always liked this card, and I've always enjoyed the Edemon tribal deck, especially with EX1 when we got that brand new metal Edemon.
Yeah.
And I mean, the fact that we still haven't gotten like, Prince or King Edemon, like, what's going on with that? Is that coming out soon or what? So. But anyways, Edemon, on deletion, reveal 5 cards, and you can play a level 6 with Edemon. It's insane in this deck.
Yeah.
So I love trying to get this set up as quickly as possible. A, because he's a blocker. B, he really helps me get that, the deck flowing, get that level 6 Edemon on the field, right? Especially when this has a hard play. I'll dive into that in a sec. All right, let's talk about the mascot of the deck. That would be the king himself, King Sukamon. So first of all, he Digivolves for 3 on a level 4 with Sukamon. So he's only 3 cost Evo on these, which is great. But he's 4 on everything else, right? On play / when Digivolving, if you have 3 Sukas in trash, you can go ahead and turn your opponent into a 3K Sukamon. So a lot of clarifications about this. So let's talk about some rulings, right?
Here we go.
Right. So it still has the card's effect that you turn into a token. It still has all of its inheritables that are present. It's just that its name becomes Sukamon. And its DP becomes 3K.
Yeah. The level remains.
Yep. Yeah. All that stuff still remains. And when attacking for each other Digimon with Sukamon you have on board, go ahead and get security attack +1. So that it does include your opponents. So, I mean, this is the mascot of the deck. This is what you want to do, right? This is kind of like the theme is you want to get 3 Sukas in trash as quickly as you can. Get this ready to play. Get to hard play it, to Digivolve, whatever you need to do. Play it with a handy-dandy option called Flame Hell Scythe, however you like to proceed, right? So the King Suka is really nice too because he does get additional security checks. Then you have this inheritable on this Sukamon. When this Digimon would be deleted, you can delete another Sukamon to prevent the deletion. So you can swing King Suka 3-4 checks, and it would be deleted on that first check. You can delete your opponent's Sukamon token. Mm-hmm. So it's just tons of versatility, tons of control like that. It's just like an insane card. And the fact that they gave us this really fun alternative way to play the game, like, thank you, Bandai. We really appreciate it. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, I mean, he does have a good inheritable, too. You can do the same inheritable as that Sukamon, but you kind of don't really use it for that. I've had the multi-security check win me games. It's just crazy what it does. There is a new Edemon in BT11, but I personally opted to do something a little bit more spicy.
Ooh, okay.
I wanted a 1-of Magna Antimon.
Well, you already spoiled the Hell Scythe, right? So that goes right with it. Yeah.
It's for the Flame Hell Scythe, right? So the Flame Hell Scythe, while we were talking about the King Suka, you turn them into a 3K, right? But you give them -6K for the turn. That's your removal. You can delete anything you want on board, right? That's the whole point of the deck. But the Magna Antimon also does get recycled with Flame Hell Scythe, allowing you to recover, to even putting this into security, putting other fun little cards in security, whatever it is. So if you like that additional security, or if you're a big fan of like the Mastamon players out there that have been already Flame Hell Scything us for 3 sets now, or 8 sets, depending on how long it feels like an eternity at this point, play a 1-of Magna Antimon. If not, go back to that Edemon. The Edemon is nice. The -3K is cool, but I've been liking that as a 1-of. I feel like it's done me a lot of work. All right, let's talk about the big boss monkey, Metal Edemon. Isn't he just the coolest Digimon ever? He's just the king. He's
pretty rad.
Super cool. Metal Edemon, on play or when Digivolving, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. You may play any number of Edemons, Sukamons, and Chumons, but the total has to add up to 7. You can play 1 of this, 2 of these, 2 of these, any combination like that.
Yeah.
So this really allows you to just get nice, threatening, wide boards. And then what's also really nice is that you trash the rest of the cards. So it does help set up the trash for the Sukamon plays later. So it's kind of nice to, like, early game, right, with this deck, is to get set up into this Edemon, either use him as a blocker, get deleted, and hard play that with the effect, or just straight up Digivolve into that Metal Edemon. That way you can start playing some more bodies and just go even wider on them. Because this deck kind of threatens your opponent by going wide with a bunch of small, cheap costs. And then it also has the nice built-in removal with the Flame Hell Scythe package.
Makes sense.
Right. What I also like about this Metal Edemon is he's yellow, so he can Digivolve on Magna Antimon.
Oh, that's true. And
So-
you get that security effect.
And you get so that's another reason why I went the Magna Antimon. So you can kind of recover, and then you can turn it into another Metal Edemon. So that was the plan with that. And I'm just so excited to be able to use this card again, and it makes way too much sense.
We try
Omnimons
so hard.
Ward.
We try that card so many times in so many decks.
It's my favorite
just to
level
see if it
7, I
works,
think.
yeah.
I mean, at this point, I'm just obsessed with Omnimons Ward. This is my favorite artwork of this. Let me know in the comments what your favorite alternate art of this Ward is. I know there's a good number of options for sure. What I love about the Omnimons Ward is like that Omnimons Ward's great because once Metal Edemon has done its thing, it's kind of just a big 11k body, which is still respectable. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like the greatest. So what you can do is you really set up by digivolving into that to recycle out Edemon or King Suka, right? So that way you can activate their on plays or just have blockers on board.
Yeah.
I've even had a turn where I digivolve into Metal Edemon, reveal the top 4, I play a blocker Edemon, then I digivolve with my remaining memory into Omnimons Ward and mill and play 2 more Edemons. I went from no blockers to 3 on a board. So I love when I have turns like that with this deck. And it's really nice that this Edemon is a blocker. Definitely amplifies the deck for sure. So we are playing purple options. So to give us the ability to do that, I'm playing 3 mats. So I tinkered with a lot of Tamers in this deck, and I really like what everybody's been doing. Shout out to a wonderful guy in our Discord who was really piloting this deck, on tabletop and
way before the set.
before the set came out, and he was using the Alice, and the Alice made a lot of sense. Really reduced the Evo, but I only play 4 level 6s in the deck, and to me, I felt like I was playing 3 Alices and then 2 of like a different memory setter. So I was having 5 Tamer spots dedicated to just that purple, right? But what I kind of did was I just wanted to have more room for options and bodies. So I just went to 3 mats.
Yeah.
So
I think I was trying to get you to play Mimis.
It is you were trying to give me Mimis, and Mimi does make a lot of sense. I do think I like that a little bit more than the Alice
Because you run a lot of options.
because you run a lot of options. Like the rest of this is options, so for sure. But I just like the mat. It's 3 cost, it gives you 3 memory. Really helps trigger everything you need. And it does recycle the Flame House Scythe. Spoiler alert, that's the only thing it does actually pick up. So it's not really in there for the on-play. It's in there for purple, and it's in there for the 3 memory settings. So that's my Tamer in the deck. Would love to hear you guys' thoughts, what you like, and maybe someone smarter than me knows why. I mean, not that I didn't get a chance to use Alice. I definitely used it a lot. But, maybe there's a better purple Tamer out there, right? Okay. Options for Flame House Scythe. Core of this deck. So I'm in love with this card. This card is so good. It is hard to get off. You do need purple. You do need yellow, which is why sometimes you want to hold on to one of these 2 in your hand. So that way you can hard play a yellow card for 3. So that way you have purple and yellow to be able to trigger that, right? But Flame House Scythe, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -6k, and then you get to play a body.
And it's so good in security.
I mean, let's talk about that combo again, right? What does King Suka do? So first thing you're going to do is you're going to hard play this option for 6. You're going to give -6k to anybody you want. Go ahead and pick your opponent's black or gray. I want to see the look on their face when they do it. Then you're going to spawn out the King Suka, assuming you have 3 Sukas in trash other than himself. And you're going to be able to activate the on play, turning that black or gray to a 3k Suka, and all of a sudden that DP reduction wipes them out. Because according to the game rules, the 6k is for the turn, and then you change their base DP into 3,000.
Yeah.
So that is the removal.
And a body
of
cannot
this
exist on the board at 0.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's just a stupid, strong removal for this deck. And I think if Bandai would have made this black and purple or yellow and purple, that this deck could not be stopped. It would be insane to have all of those options. I think, unfortunately, Bandai, as far as balancing goes, making it yellow-black was the right call. So very excited for the addition of Shin Manzemon. Very excited for Platinum Sukamon. All of those cards that will just take the consistency. The new Chumon. The consistency is going to go through the roof, and this deck is going to be insane. So the next, I play this option, and this is one that I had to be convinced through play testing why this has to be a 3 of. At first, I was like, okay, it's okay card. I get it. It's cool as a 2 of, but I felt like I wanted it every game when I was just playing it as a 2 of. So I went up to a 3 of. Has a good security effect. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play one black Digimon with a play cost of 3 or less. Trashes the rest. Really helps set up the trash. Gets one of these bodies on board, so we definitely have a good number of targets for this to hit. And it's great, too, as well as the actual ability of the card, right? So, argument for the Black Tamers, because you can reduce the cost by 1 for this. I get it, but I still don't think 2 is unreasonable. Until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your Digimon with Numemon, Sukamon, Nanimon, Edemon in its name cannot be blocked and gains on deletion gain 3 memory.
Yeah.
Insane. So all of a sudden now Black or Gray can't block you because you cooties kicked him, right? So, I mean, it's a great card for the unblockable. The on deletion is really nice too when you start planning your turns ahead. You're like, okay, I'm going to pay 2, gain an additional 1 because of the 3 memory I gain here, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just a lot of fun plays in this deck. And because Matt does get deleted, and sometimes you just need to set up your trash and search for certain cards, Pride Memory Boost. Playing it as a 2.
Okay.
So this was one of those things where I started off as a 3 Pride Memory Boost and was a 2 Cooties Kick, and I thought I was really going to like that, but I found wishing that before we went to our last major tournament that I had this flip-flop. So it's how it should be now. 2 Pride Memory Boosts, 3 Cooties Kick. I love it. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and you may play 1 Black Digimon with a play cost of 4 or less, and then you trash the rest. So again, tons of targets for the being able to play it.
All the way up to level 4.
All the way up to level 4, and then I'm at my 5 real quick. I start getting the cards in the trash that I need, and of course, it's a memory boost.
Yeah.
Gain 2 when you need to gain 2. So it really helps extend those plays.
I think the important part is it puts the remaining cards in your trash, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and we got to play a restricted card. So we're going to play another memory boost. We're going to play the reinforcing memory boost as a 1-of.
Where's the altar for that card?
Where is we got it for HPD, so there is hope. There is hope. This card is one of those that I haven't seen a lot of people use in this deck, and I understand why. It is an expensive play cost. You're not always going to have yellow, but it's also one of those things like this deck doesn't like lose if you never get this card. It's just a good hits and security. Now you have a gain 3 memory when you need a gain 3 to be able to digivolve into whatever you want, or hard play an additional body, to all of a sudden push you into Flame Hellscythe range if you have a Mat on board, and then you pop that. You're now at 6, Flame Hellscythe, etc.
Or let you put a Flame Hellscythe. I think the cool combo there is it lets you, like, if you don't have a purple source on board, it'll let you put a Flame Hellscythe at the top of your security.
Yeah. That's how I like it too. So, guys, King Sukamon, tier number 2 deck, right? What is that? What we're thinking? I couldn't resist that joke. I've been thinking about that all day. So let us know what you think in the comments. I would love to see your guys' lists. Would love to see if you guys play the pure black version, or what you're going to do when we get the Shin Monzimon, Platinum Sukamon, the Nuchu, all of that stuff. And as always, we're going to keep updating this deck as we go. Thank you guys for tuning in.
See you next time.